All right, guys. So this is Cindy Presgraves, and tonight is going to be a totally different thing that we're going to be talking about. I have Kevin, and he is from American School. And what is American School, or what in the world? So American School, I graduated from American School like years ago. Many moonlights, many times, many years ago. American School is a school in Puerto Rico, in Bayamón, Puerto Rico, where I actually grew up. I grew up in Puerto Rico, and I graduated from high school there. I think it's one of the top schools in Puerto Rico, so it's really, really awesome. So Kevin goes there, and he's actually going to interview me today.
That's right. So, good afternoon, Cindy. This
Hi.
is November 5, right? And
Correct. November
today we're going to be talking about, November 5th. We're going to be talking about Cindy's experience in American School and how did she transition from that high school graduation to university and etc. And so, Cindy, how did that pressure in American School, those studies and everything they taught you there, how did that match up with what you were doing or what did you do in university? Did that help you in any way?
So there is a lot of things in American School that actually prepped me to go to college. It was really interesting because while I was looking into different colleges, different universities, believe me, it was a lot of work, which till this day I currently have my son in a private school, but at the same time, it's just like when I look at his homework, I'm thinking about college at a college level, college experience, just because I'm like you always have to prepare for plan A, B, and C, meaning that you always have to be a step ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So with American School, especially, I remember Miss Nunez, she was like one of my favorite teachers. And she would be like, well, they always talked about the college experience. And honestly, like once you go into college, it's not about like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and they're going to give me the answers. Today we're just going to read about this. All of a sudden they'll be like, well, hey, there's this book and you got a test. You got to read it. And way of how I actually started and ended college. I did graduate with a bachelor's degree and I graduated with a master's degree. I have 2 college degrees. And so the way that American School prepped me for that was always think a step ahead. And you always have to be prepared regardless. And this is not only for and what life has taught me as an adult through all my years has been like, you never look at negative experiences as a negativity. You always embrace them and move ahead as a life lesson that makes you better. You always look at the positive side of things. Always. Because you never know so let's say for instance, what might bring you in the future, or what that experience would be like. I like to compare a lot of things with business, relationships, and life. My current business is real estate. I love real estate. I love investing. I love doing different things. Okay. But in this case, I like to compare relationships with real estate. I always compare it with something that people can actually connect with us. In this case, I know you're in 12th grade, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you're excited. You're like, okay, I'm graduating from high school. Woohoo! You're applying for colleges. You're like trying to live life, and it'd be like, now what am I going to do? It's a whole different world out there. You're not going to have mom. You're not going to have dad. Sometimes we do have that, but
not so much help.
That is correct. And sometimes you're going to see yourself in like, what do I do? You're going to get stressed. You're going to get frustrated, but you got to keep on moving forward. Don't ever see yourself as a victim in a situation. If not, see how you can actually push through regardless of what.
Okay. That's good advice. So, does anything that the teachers, I imagine a lot of things that the teachers told you helped you in some way, and maybe not so much in others for be able to go to college?
So, all right, I won't say that. So I guess one of the things that actually helped me was that be perseverant, be determined. And, I would say that sometimes the negative comments from some people actually made me move forward, motivated me to move forward completely, because I'm like, screw them. Yeah. I apologize if I cannot be saying that, but and that actually, like, you never take a negative comment to, like, it's not a reality. You know what you are made of. You know what you can achieve regardless of what that person or people say.
Yeah.
Another thing that actually helped me, when I was in high school, I wear many hats. I've turned my personality has completely changed. I've always loved sales, but back in high school, I did not know what I wanted to go to school for. I wanted to go to medicine. I wanted to be a computer engineering, computer science major. And I actually started with computer science and computer engineering, but then I didn't see myself through, completing that. On my third year of college, going into my fourth year, I decided to change into marketing. Oh. And I'm a person that I actually set myself goals. And I also was doing ROTC. I love ROTC. Okay. But in this case, I had set myself a goal to finish my marketing degree in a year. So I was basically starting a new program. I began in Polytechnic University of Puerto Rico. So in my fourth year, I decided to go ahead and go into an Inter-American University Metropolitan Campus. So I decided to start that summer with 22 credits, and I was taking between 22 and 27 credits. I was doing bimester, trimester, semester, advanced, because I wanted to finish ASAP. Oh. And you know what? And another thing was because I wanted to finish my ROTC program. That was a totally different experience. So sometimes you never know. You might start with something to say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. But this is like I was telling someone else earlier, like, when you're going to choose something, when you want to do something, don't follow the money. Follow what you really are passionate about. Yeah. If you're passionate about talking to people, or if you're passionate about reading or writing, go with that. Evolve that passion that you have, because that is going to be what's going to make you successful, not the money. Because I will tell you the truth, when I was in college for computer engineering, computer science, I hated it. The classes were like, oh my gosh. And it was like, no, I can't handle this. I can't do this. I don't want, no. And I would be going to, don't get me wrong, I would do my homework and all that, but it was more like a work. Yeah. So I did my bachelor's degree in marketing, and I loved it. Then I did my master's degree in management with a concentration in change leadership. I loved it too, because I could talk to people. I can do things. Now, I'm a real estate agent. I'm a real estate investor. I do crypto investing. I'm actually one of the first agents in the state of Georgia, because that's where I live now, to be crypto certified real estate agent. That means I can help people sell, buy, and it's a totally different world that I'm uncovering. And I'm basically helping other people and teaching other people on how to sell and buy with real estate during the cryptocurrency, which is the digital world. Yeah. But I am very passionate about what I do. Not only that, I love creating videos. This is like what we're doing right now. I do this on a weekly basis. I probably do this a little bit more. I don't have that much of a TikTok following, but I have almost 20,000 people on TikTok.
That's good.
I have different podcasts that is almost, my views are almost 700,000 views per month, probably a little bit more than that, just because I started that new page, and that's organic. So my goal is to inspire and talk to people and motivate them. I have people, I have parents, I have different type of, like, doesn't matter what, like what you are or where you are or where you're coming from, is what are you passionate about?
Okay. Yeah,
and don't let your, and don't let your background, because I remember, there was like, I remember like moving into the States, be like, oh no, you speak 2 languages, but your English is broken, or, what are people going to say? Sometimes we have that mentality. You cannot think it like that neither. Don't think that way. You'd be like, so what? I'm just like everybody else.
It depends on you if that thing that people say about you affects you or not,
That is correct. And it's going to come down to, how do you see yourself?
Mm-hmm. True.
And it's always thinking positive. That's another thing. Thinking really positive, it is so important. I don't know if you believe in the law of attraction and positive energy. Like, okay, you're going to laugh about this. I don't know if you did a little bit of research on me, but if you Google my first name and last name, I was also known as Cindy Bermudez, but I got married, divorced, and now I'm known as Cindy Presgraves. So I start with videos at 4:30 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. Good morning, beautiful people. And that throws out positivity. Okay. So once you wake up and you say, oh, you know what? I just woke up in the wrong side of bed. You're bringing negative energy into your life. But if you see it as like, hey, you know what? You go ahead and start the day like, okay, so I spill coffee on myself. Hey, you know what? That's fine. Just always look at the light at the end of the tunnel. Meaning like, if I spill coffee on myself, I'm going to run late. And okay, yes, I know. Hora Puertorriqueña. I understand. Puerto Rican hour. But, all right, don't always be late. But in this case, it was like, you might be protected about why you're being late. You see it the positive side. I mean, I've seen a lot of things in my life that sometimes something happens and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know what? I could have been in there, or that could have happened. Or, things like that. And always follow your intuition. If you feel like your passion, your intuition, what you like, and that's going to help you a lot through life. Because if you don't have no passion, go ahead.
Yeah, I understand that. If you have no passion, you're going to get stuck in the same place. But I imagine that passion also must include discipline and consistency and responsibility, no? That is correct. Consistency, responsibility, and discipline. So when I was in college, not so much in high school. Oh gosh. High school was a totally different ballgame for me. But I mean, I was not a bad student. I think so, right? But I don't know. I might. Was I a bad student, by the way? I really don't care. That's fine. Yeah, just kidding. But in this case, it was like, I remember when I would wake up in the morning every single day, Monday to Friday, 4:00 in the morning. And it's something like I have a pattern of waking up at 4:00 in the morning, because the most successful people wake up, the 1% wakes up at that time. And they work out. Like, your health is very important. What you put into your body is what you are. That's what you are completely. What you read, what you surround yourself, everything, it is so important, because that's what you're going to attract. That's what you're going to reflect, and that's how you're going to think. Mm-hmm. So yes, going back to the discipline, yes, that is very important. But if you're not passionate about it and you don't believe in it, how are you going to be successful in it?
That's the whole thing.
Okay.
So I start my day into like right now, I changed my whole routine. So yes, I used to wake up at 4:30 in the morning because I'm a single mom, and I would take my kids to the gym with me at 4:30 in the morning, get them in the car, take them out of the car, put them on the gym couch and work out. And my kids are a little bit bigger. They're a little bit heavier. Now what I do is I still wake up at 5:00 in the morning. I do my routine. Sometimes I just catch up on paperwork. But what is more important for me is for my kids to have a gourmet breakfast, meaning everything from scratch. And that for me is really important. Cooking really healthy for them. And following a routine, that means I get them to school. And after I get them to school, then I go ahead and work out for 2 hours. I get my butt kicked by a personal trainer, and I do that every day.
Yeah.
But that actually creates a discipline, and it distresses me, and it releases a lot of endorphins. And it's just like I need to work out because there's some type of way that I actually need to release stress, but at the same time I'm taking care of myself.
Exactly. Yeah, sometimes do that way too.
Oh yes, and then listening to motivational videos, like opera is really good. Opera, oh my gosh, reading books. If you cannot read, Audible. Audibles are really good. Reading about the stock market, anything that you can absorb and learn and read will actually help you out because you never know who you're going to encounter. And be like, wait, you know about that? Definitely.
Okay, yeah. But I feel like with the working out thing, I really do feel like the same way. Because sometimes I wake up at 4 too, at 4 in the morning, so that I can have everything organized. I'm usually a very insecure person. So if I look at the notebook, oh, I don't have anything to do. Oh, wait, but let me check again. Oh, but wait, I'm indecisive. So when I wake up at 4, I get everything done, everything organized. I check my notebooks, etc. I go to school, I get back home. But I also have to do homework. I have to go exercise, right? And sometimes I really don't want to work out. So like you said, motivational videos, they're the best at that. And something else like discipline. Yeah, I don't want to work out sometimes, but I just do it. My mind tells me it's like a switch that just tells me I have to work out. Like, this is what I have to do. I can't live without this. Even though I don't want to do it, I have to do it. Yeah, that's basically how discipline works for me.
So in this case with insecurities, don't ever doubt yourself. And that's the thing sometimes, because when I was younger, I would be insecure. Now I'm more of a confident person. I'm like, you can't listen to what people think about you or say about you. I mean, believe me, trolling is hard on the social media world. But in this case, you have to learn about like, what do you believe? Do you believe you're successful? Do you believe you're smart? Do you believe that you're going to go wherever you want? That is really important. You got to believe in yourself. And I always say this, you build a vision board every single year. You'd be like, but I'm too young for that. No, you're not. So if you have like right now, so I am actually getting my pilot license. And this is because I'm going to buy a plane for my birthday next year. But I'm just like, I really want to buy that plane, but I want my house to have a hangar. But I want it with a runway so I can just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to fly this today and that's it. Go back and forth. And so that is my goal. I mean, that's one of my goals. But at the same time, it's just like, if I would have been like, oh no, I'm going to wait for Pepito and Jose and Luis, I would have not done it.
Yeah.
I've been saying that I've been wanting to jump out of planes, like skydiving, since I was 18, probably before I was 18 years old. Now I'm 37. Okay, guys, I'm old. I'm almost 40. Gosh, graduated in 2004. But in this case, I would say, hey, you know what? I have all this, but never wait for anybody to do things. You need to be your own person. You are you and you can do it. And that is really, really important. Like, a few months ago, I was like, you know what? I woke up on a Saturday. I'm like, I'm going to jump off a plane today. I actually went to jump off a plane by myself, like super. And, I was like, okay, so what else can I do? Hey, I've been wanting to do flying lessons for a while. I went ahead and did it. And I don't have my, my wallet with me, but I have my own my student pilot license, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And they're like, how do you have time for all of this? You always make time for the things that you love and enjoy. I love to travel. So sometimes another thing that, that people say, hey, you know what? What life has taught me is work is important, money is important, but you cannot get time back. And that is priceless. Mm-hmm. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, I do work hard. I play hard. When I'm telling you, I came back from Iceland in less than 10 days. I'm taking my kids to Ireland. We're going to Ireland and Scotland. And I'm like, okay. Last year, I make time for my kids. People say, but you're a single mom. So what? I work hard for what I have and what I do. And those things are really, really important. So time, if you have opportunity, life is too short to miss out on opportunities. Exactly. And sometimes you cannot let fear
take over.
Because that is what actually stops us. And we miss on more opportunities and we doubt ourselves. It's just like, oh, should I do that or not? I mean, no way. I mean, can I believe it? No way. I mean, also sometimes. Yeah. So it's really important. Like, and that's what has taught me, like, be fearless. Take chances. Take opportunities. Follow your gut. When you're, the time that you're most afraid is the step that you should move, the direction you should move to move forward completely. Because if you don't, then what are you going to do? Let's say, for instance, if you don't say your fear is graduating from high school, right? You're stepping into a new world. Be like, okay. I'm like, okay. So I was like, I remember when I was in high school, I was like eager to start college because I wanted to finish as fast as I could. And what I did was, instead of partying and enjoying summers, while I was in college, I never enjoyed summers. But I went ahead and studied during the summer. And I'll tell you this, but this came from my mom because while I was in school during my childhood, my mom would always put me to study during the summer. It was not fun, but that also created me a discipline as to work, study. That there's no time for fun. It's always not enjoying life, but studying. But now when I became an adult is money's not everything. You can make all the money in the world. Money does not buy love. It does not buy time. It's too short because you never know what you're missing out on. Yeah. And this is what I'm saying. If you are choosing a profession that you're just doing it because of the money, I'm telling you, you're going to be miserable. Yeah. But if you do something that you're passionate about, you're going to enjoy it and you're never going to see it as a job.
Yeah, see, that's your lifestyle.
And I'll give you an example. One of my friends she has a daughter. And she's like, Cindy, I do not know what to do with her. I mean, it's just like she loves organizing and cleaning. I'm like, have you checked my pantry? She's like, yeah. I mean, you can make good money. In this case, you can make good money organizing and cleaning a house, meaning like color coding. So meaning, and I'll probably get a little bit into a detail. Just tell me if you're a little bit lost on this. And I apologize for taking over your interview here. No worries. But in this case, it's just like organization is really, really important for me. Right now, I moved into this house in March and I went ahead and I hate my closets. I do not like my closets. So I went ahead and set a date for California closets to come in. So those are really nice closets for organization. But I have my closet like organized like by the colors of the rainbow. Roy G. Biv, right? I have everything in baskets. The pantry, the same thing. I don't have anything in boxes. I put them in clear jars. I have things in mason jars with labels on it. People pay good money for that, believe it or not. And I told her she has to start a business in this. People look for that. People, I mean, and you might be like, that would be silly. Why would people do that? Because it looks nicer. It looks cleaner. It looks amazing. And organization is where the energy, like things flow around.
Wow. Yeah, I understand. You're a very organized person. You like everything how it should be.
Yes.
Okay.
Like you see my chart in the back. So yeah. So I have different charts, by the way.
Yeah. But back on the time thing, like it really caught on to me because sometimes, like you said, decisions. If you don't decide, you're gonna let your emotions take over. Like you said, should I do this or should I not? And time passes by while you're deciding, so you're just stuck there. And like you said, to be fearless, sometimes I ask myself, like, should I do this or not? And I just say, just do it. Just don't waste time on it. Just do this, do that. Don't think about it, and etc. Obviously, we have to think about sometimes, but you know what I mean.
It's just like sometimes and I will tell you this. Oh, we worry about the money. Oh no, but I don't have the money, or I can't do this because of this. We look for excuses. Do not look for excuses. If you want something, go ahead for it. Do it. It's just like I will not mention the name of the podcast on this, but if you put my name in, it'll probably pop up. So I have this friend that she's my podcast host on this podcast that I have. She's been thinking about 3 years to create this podcast. And I'm like, one day we had a conversation and she's like, I want to do a podcast. I'm like, let's do it. Let's go ahead and do it. In less than 48 hours, I had everything said and done for the podcast.
Wow.
And I mean, right now we're doing pretty good. So it's just like either you keep on thinking about it or you go ahead and execute it. Mm-hmm. And the longer it takes, sometimes you'll be like, why didn't I do this sooner? And then you'll question yourself over and over again. And it is so important that if you want to do something, go ahead and do it completely.
True. Yeah. That's basically the pinnacle of motivation or discipline. Don't think about it, just do it. Obviously, take caution in some things, but just
yes. Not everything. I'm not going to get into details. Use precaution on those things. But in these things, I would say, if you want to do it, go for it. If it's something on your bucket list, always make a vision board. Write a list of goals. It's like, it's funny because, so I have a huge, how do I say this? I know a lot of people, and I know people in low places and high places, to a point that, you know, I mingle with a lot of politicians. Sports players, like NFL players and all this. So I was talking to so I have a few NFL player friends, professional NFL. And he was telling me, like, Cindy, you need to write your goals. So this is something that I would recommend. And I don't know if this is going to be shown in class or not, because I know it's going to be a little bit longer, but this is something that always do. Do a list of realistic goals, things that you say, you know, I'll never achieve that. And do a list of things that you think that you will achieve, that you want to achieve in life. Yeah. And then do that every single year. Every time that you cross something out, you'll go ahead and be like, I did it. And it's funny because it was like last year, 2 years ago, I said I wanted to be in a TV show. I was in a TV show. And I wrote my book, and I can't remember what else. Oh, I bought my house, that house that I wanted, the amount I wanted. And I bought the car that I want, and yeah, so there's other things that I achieved, and especially business wise as well. Traveling, because I said I wanted to take my kids to Greece. This is last year. And I took them to Greece. I took them to travel international. I was not specific with that. And so yeah, so it actually came through, and I was like, dude, this all came true. Like, and he's like, I told you. And this is what I'm saying. Always do that. Always look at your goals. Always think about them, because you will achieve them. Even though you think that is the most silliest thing, always write it down. Unrealistic goals will achieve as when you write them in paper. And another thing is to have gratitude. Gratitude is so important. Be like, I always ask my kids, like, what are 3 to 5 things that you guys are grateful? And this is on our way to school. Every single morning. What are you grateful for? Tell me something different. What are you grateful for?
True. I imagine that's really good for them.
And it's good for everybody, because you're being grateful.
True. And it's basically a great way to connect with yourselves, etc. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And something else, I imagine you made a lot of friends throughout. Some people that maybe did help you and maybe didn't. And like, how do you know which people to choose to be on that road you were taking, and which people not to be with?
You can always see who your true friends are and who are not your true friends. I'll be honest with you. I know a lot of people. I have a lot of connections in high and low places. But true friends, they're really hard to find. Especially when you start getting more successful and all that. Be like, hey, can you do this for me? Or, hey, I need some money. Or, they start hanging out with you, or they start looking for you because you need, because they want those contacts. They want to be where you're at. And sometimes you're going to have friends that really don't want the best for you. Okay. And you can tell. Just follow your intuition.
Okay. Yeah, and sometimes maybe their actions may reveal something of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Cindy, thank you for all this advice that you've given me.
You're really welcome.
Gonna help. It's totally gonna help me a lot. And that experience through high school and transitioning to college, etc. And yeah.
And I would say the experience through high school, enjoy high school as much as you can. I mean, you have technically a semester left. Yeah. Because spend time make those memories, because making memories is really important. Like, I still talk to a lot of a lot of the people that I went to high school to. And it's just like, these are American school. How long have you been American?
Basically, my whole life. Since pre-kinder, I imagine, yeah.
Okay, so as you were from pre-kinder till now, you've been there for almost your whole life, right? But this is family. Like, I still talk to Mrs. Ramo. I still, Miss Claudio, I talk to her. I talk to Miss Segui. I talk to, so I have them, even though I don't see them, I haven't seen them in a while, it's just like, hey, I'm still here, and you're like, I don't know if I'm going to see them, or I don't want to know nothing to do with them or anything. But honestly, these are lifetime connections, because regardless of what it is, they're part of your life, they're family. And another important lesson is, don't ever burn your bridges. And if you do, it's for a reason. Don't ever come back.
Exactly. Okay.
But, they always say, don't burn your bridges or anything. And sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. And sometimes, you know what? It's completely worth it.
Okay.
But a connection is a connection. And, like I said, I still have a lot of contact. Like, I still have a lot of, I still am in communication with a lot of people from American school.
No, that's good. It can show, it shows that you're really connected to them, and how you really stay with them throughout the whole time. And yeah. And sometimes I ask myself,
So I would say like LinkedIn is really important. Building a social media presence now is so important nowadays. Like videos, like 82% of people are looking at videos. And I don't know, probably 20 years down the road, be like, wow, video is really important.
Yeah. But
But
thank you. I really needed that because sometimes I ask myself in high school or 12th grade to be more specific, should I be spending more time with my friends and stuff like that, or should I be spending more time at the studying and doing all that hard work? And sometimes, like I changed my mindset the day. Oh no, Kevin, you should be doing this. Don't go out there with them that day. But my other part of the brain says, Kevin, do that. Your last year. You're not gonna probably never see them again. And
I would, oh, go ahead.
no, yeah, you tell me.
So I would say create a balance. Like seriously, books are always going to be there, but sometimes we miss on opportunities. And I'll tell you, like, while growing up, my parents were really strict. Like, I was never allowed to party. I was never allowed to have sleepovers. I was never allowed to, like, go after school to friends' houses or anything. It was always me going to school and in sports, and that's it. But now looking back, I'm like, you know what? I wish my parents would have allowed me to do that. Now that I'm a mom, like, my son has sleepovers. Like right now, today, he has a sleepover. And, it's building that relationship with those parents because even though they're little and you're like, okay, lady, I am just graduating from high school. I don't even plan on having kids right now. It's a lifetime experiences that you create for yourself and your kids in the future. Keep that in mind. Create a balance because the way that you're acting now is the way that you're going to be in the real world.
Okay.
And I'm not telling you to do that otherwise completely, but you also have to enjoy life.
Mm-hmm. It's not just about hard work and being strict to yourself and stuff. Okay.
Like I would tell you a few weeks ago, I just came back from Iceland. I had a friend. He's like, hey, Cindy, my girlfriend dumped me. I'm like, okay. But we had a big trip planned. I'm like, okay, so what are the dates? No, what are the dates? Friday. All right, I'm in. To when? This is like, it's October 23rd. Wait, it's September 23rd to the 2nd of October. I'm like, okay, let's do it. I bought my ticket and I left. I left for 10 days. And that's the thing. It's just like, how many of these opportunities come in? I mean, believe me, I had a lot of work, but I handled it. That's okay. Yeah. When do I get to go to Iceland?
I imagine never, basically.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is creating and building opportunities for you. Do not miss out on opportunities. If it's something crazy, I'll tell you, do not get married till you're 30. Yeah. Enjoy life. Do you first. Do you first. And work on yourself. Be who you want to be. Become that person that Kevin wants to be. Okay. Do everything in your bucket list first. Enjoy life.
Okay, yeah.
And of course, do something that you're passionate about. Even if it's playing video games and you want to create video games, then go for it.
Okay.
Yeah. And don't be influenced by your parents. I know this is bad, but it is true. If you're passionate about it and you think that you're going to go with it and you think that's worth it, move forward with it. Believe in yourself. Listen to Kevin. Because sometimes we get all these people saying things otherwise, and you're not going to be happy at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely apply that to my life.
Yes, you have to, completely.
I have to.
Yes, you have to. You're welcome, Kevin. It was nice talking to you.
I'm glad to meet you, okay? Good luck on all of those things, that work, that traveling. Hope you get the plane.
I will definitely buy a plane. Believe me, I'm pretty goal-oriented on that.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. Have a good night. And yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.